Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News on the hour with me, Sabina Izoku. The early morning fire which gutted the popular Balogun market in the heart of Lagos Island is still on. Our correspondent on ground at the scene of the incident, Kazim Kasali, reports that an extension of Balogun market has been badly affected by the fire, which has also spread to the surrounding stores in the area. Already, firefighters and other emergency services are battling to put out the fire and avert further damages. Meanwhile, property worth millions of naira have been consumed in the inferno. We'll bring you more details in our subsequent bulletin. And away from that, Ekiti is fast assuming a dangerous claim for violence as its orgy over the 2015 general elections has reared its ugly head in Afo Alaye. Exchange of the gunfire between the police and the suspected political thugs threw the otherwise peaceful community into panic, a possible signal of what to expect at the forthcoming general elections. The thugs laid siege on the house of an APC chieftain in the town before they were finally dislodged by the police, who also vowed to bring the perpetrators to book. Rashid has more on this.
If they know that it will go, then we'll use force and dispatch them.
That was the situation at the home of Joseph Alake, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in Efo Alaye, who also relives his experience in the hands of the suspected political thugs.
Hooligans, they come in front of my house. They start to begin shoot. I said, what happened? The rifle they hold is more than police hold. They start to begin shoot my house, shoot everybody. Then the police, they will just run to the police and say, kill me, oh yeah, shoot.
Why man die? Oh yeah, where the why you? Where is it? Oh yeah.
Then I beg the police that they should not shoot them in the front of my house. Then I don't know the motive behind this thing. They say I shouldn't go out. They want to cut my head and take my head dance within the town.
The Ekiti State Commissioner of Police, Taiwo Lakan, speaks on efforts by his men to curtail the situation.
I got with the pit and immediately I directed the area commander to move from Ijero to that place, and there was an encounter between my police and those that came. But you know what happened to them? You know where some of them are now. You know that some are in the hospital.
Still wondering over the motive behind the attack, Alake appeals to the police command to properly investigate the matter.
They bring the DPO so that I'm begging the commissioner of police to help me look to this matter.
It's under investigation.
The worrying development in Efo Alaye is already sending jitters down the spines of many in the state as the country moves nearer the 2015 general elections. Rashid, CoreTV News.
The All Progressive Congress in Okrika local government area of Rivers State again came under attack in the early hours of Sunday, just as 3 members of the party were macheted while preparing for a rally in Rumeme or Obio Akbo local government area. APC chairman in Okrika local government area, Christian Ashifamaka, who narrated how the ground floor of the 3-story building housing the party secretariat was attacked, disclosed that some unidentified person threw a dynamite in the secretariat, which exploded at about 3:14 a.m. Ashifamaka stated that the incident occurred in Abam Amak community, adding that his office was worst hit and the entire wall was pulled down by the explosion. Ashifamaka says the PDP resort to violence is a result of its knowledge that Okrika people had rejected it because its inability to attract any meaningful development to the local government area. The APC leader in Obio Akpo and the House of Representative candidate Tony Okocha explained that a chief from Warri who had come to Rumueme to be part of the APC rally on Sunday was hit several times. Okocha said he personally drove the 3 injured members of the APC to the hospital and expressed worry over the whereabouts of the chief. He explained that members of the APC were also almost exhausting their patience over the continued attack by the PDP members, warning that his party may be forced to resort to self-help should the police fail to do the right thing. And the All Progressive Congress has continued its war of words with the Directorate of the State Security over the allegations that it was planning to hack into the database of the Independent National Electoral Commission, describing the agency as a disgrace to intelligence gathering. The party position was made known at the press briefing addressed by its National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, at the raided data center in Lagos. Details brought by Bolu Adebisi is in this report presented from our studio.
When in the early hours of Saturday, November 22nd, 2014, the DSS raided a data center in Lagos belonging to the All Progressives Congress, the stage was set for a battle of epic proportion between the agency and the nation's leading opposition party. But just when many Nigerians were forgetting the raid, the DSS dropped to what in street parlance can be termed the bomb through its spokesperson, Marilyn Oga.
That one of the hard drives recovered from the building contained a video of 21 hacking tutorials. The tutorial video focused on the following areas: how to become a hacker and steps to take to avoid detection in the process of hacking web servers, steps and procedures of system hacking, password cracking, decrypting, escalating access privileges, and creating backdoors to servers. It also explicitly explained how to evade security of databases, such as intrusion detection system, IDS, firewalls, and other measures put in place to detect hackers.
But the APC, through its National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, has responded with a press briefing at the facility, with the spokesman saying that all what the agency is doing is to act out a script to find a way to shift the elections on the pretext that the voters' register has been compromised.
It is no coincidence that the DSS raised the APC data center on November 22nd, 2014, exactly 1 week before the start of the PVC distribution exercise on November 28, 2014. The reason for the raid to vandalize our data center is because the service is working hand in hand with the PDP. They carried out the raid to know our party's strength in terms of membership. Please note that after the raid, many of our registered members could not find their names on the list when they went to collect their PVCs.
Some of the officials working at the center narrate their experience in the hands of the DSS operatives.
When they got to my house, they said I have in my custody what it takes to destroy the enemy. I asked, who are the enemies and what do I have that I want to use to destroy the enemy?
Started taking us about, breaking into rooms, trying to drag the rest out that were possibly resting after the night walk. They dragged them all out, and they drew them into the place where they had held as captive.
Guy now called me later that now they've tarnished their image, that they have vandalized APC center, that they needed to video me. There are some things they need to ask me, and I must cooperate with them if really we want to leave the office. Then I said, what do you guys want me to say? That they want me, they will video me. I have to tell them that the office was not being vandalized when they get to the when they came to the office.
Daniel, who was one of the officers that came with them, claimed to be the head of the patrol team, called on me and asked me a question. He said to me that I work here. I said yes. And I said that he asked me a question. He said, if you have something in your custody that belongs to the federal government of Nigeria, and that something happens to be a detriment to the nation, what do you expect your enemy to do?
The party says it will do everything legally possible to stop the partisanship of the security agency.
The People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Organization has called on the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, to call his supporters to order and ensure a violent-free election. The Director of Media and Publicity of the organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, made the call in a statement issued on Sunday in Abuja against the backdrop of the violence, arson and destruction unleashed on President Goodluck Jonathan's campaign buses at Zululu Junction along Bauchi Road in Jos North local government area of Plateau State on Saturday. Fani-Kayode warned Buhari and the APC not to prepare the ground for the reenactment of the post-election violence of 2011. Fani-Kayode in a statement said the APC presidential candidate never apologized to Nigerians for the post-election violence that were instigated by his utterances, warning him not to prepare ground for another orgy of violence. He called on all Nigerians and members of the international community to speak against what he described as mindless violence. The Catholic Bishop of Ekiti Diocese, Felix Ajakaye, has dissociated himself from an online report of January 9th calling for the arrest and prosecution of the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, for allegedly making unguarded statements. He also called on politicians canvassing for elected posts to focus on ideas and policies that will enhance the growth and development of the country and not to heat up the polity. In a statement on Sunday in Ado-Ekiti, the bishop said he was not aware of the online report until he started receiving calls from the concerned people who stated that it was a 2012 report that is now being recycled. Ajakaye described the online story as a practical example of politics of desperation and manipulation, saying those behind the recycled story are agents of division and darkness. And ahead of the February 14th presidential election, the Unity Party of Nigeria says it has not adopted any presidential candidate. The National Secretary of the party, Abubakar Sokoto, clarified this in a statement issued in Abuja on Sunday. The suspended UPN National Chairman, Frederick Fashion, recently led members of the party at a national convention held in Lagos to endorse President Goodluck Jonathan as the party's presidential flag bearer for the pool. But Sokoto said the party received the news at a great embarrassment to all its leaders and supporters across the world. It says the party was not resuscitated to, according to him, negotiate 3.5 billion naira pipeline contract. He added that the party placed its national chairman, Frederick Fashion, on suspension due to his dictatorial tendencies, urging party members to ignore the alleged endorsement, while also adding that the party is not for the pursuit of selfish personal interest. The National Secretary also says any development will be communicated to the public in due course. Abuja original indigenes have threatened to overlook President Goodluck Jonathan and his main challenger, Muhammadu Buhari, on February 14th if they fail to campaign in the villages. Speaking under the banner of Original Inhabitants Development Association of Abuja, OIDA, the indigenes said the two leading presidential candidates should be prepared to lose their votes if they fail to step into the communities to tell the indigenes what they have stock for them. The President, Pastor Dalandi Deji, issued a threat to the third FCT Heritage Day celebration and launching of 200 million naira education endowment fund of the indigenous tribes of the FCT in Kuje, Abuja. He noted that the Abuja indigenes are expecting presidential campaign trains to proceed from Abuja city center to indigenous towns like Abaji, Kuje, Wari, Karu and Zuba, among others, during the campaigns. Pastor Dalandi also decried a situation where the FCT will be left out of the February 28th governorship elections because it has no governor or mayor. Legal practitioners in Lagos have thrown their weight behind the APC presidential ticket, Buhari and Oshibanjo, for the presidential seat ahead of the February 14th polls. The practitioner under the umbrella of lawyers from Change Group say the personalities of both the candidates can be trusted, especially as the country seeks to rid itself of corruption and yearn for better governance.
What we have seen in this country, except we are deceiving ourselves, is that for the past 8 years or 6 years of this particular administration, in fact, what experience has taught us is that they are not performing. They may mean well, which I doubt, but they are just simply not performing. So what do? You look for alternative. What experience has taught us here is that you change a non-performer for a performer.
Addressing a gathering of legal practitioners and journalists, the coordinator of the group says that beyond the election, the goal of the group is to regulate the polity and put leaders to check to bring about true democracy.
Lawyers for Change is playing pressure politics. You put pressure to get things done. We are very much political. Forget it, very much political. Of course, I'm interested who becomes the leader of my country. I must be, except I'm not so wise, because who becomes the leader of your country determines a lot of things in your life.
The gathering also decried the performance of the Independent National Electoral Commission as one not befitting for the democratic country like Nigeria. Now let's take a short break, and when we return, the special representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Children and Armed Conflict, Leila Zerugoi, is in Nigeria to meet with the authorities. There's more on this after the break. Do stay with us.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform, and that's on facebook.com/CoreTV News. And better still on Twitter, @CoreTV News NG. On our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV _ and the news. Now, the special representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Children and Armed Conflict, Leila Zerugoi, is in Nigeria to meet with the authorities and the diplomatic community. While in the country, the special representative will be expected to assess the situation of children affected by the armed conflict in the northeast after a visit to meet with the children and their families. She will also engage authorities and partners to improve the protection of these affected groups during the visit, which will end on the 17th of January. Scores of people are feared dead after the two suspected child suicide bombers blew themselves up in the popular Potiskum GSM market in Yobe State. The blast struck around mid-afternoon at the open market that is popular for its sale for handsets and is normally referred to as the GSM market in Potiskum. The attack, according to the eyewitnesses in the market, was carried out by two young girls who looked about 10 years. The attack came barely 24 hours after another young girl blew herself up in Maiduguri Monday market, killing 20 people. The town was earlier struck in November when 48 people, mainly students, were killed at a school assembly. A bomb had early exploded at a police station in the town on Saturday. And away from that, the local government in Maiduguri have confirmed the suicide bomber that hit a market on Saturday is an underage girl. They came to the conclusion on sighting the upper body of the suicide bomber that was detached from the main body. The bomb was detonated while she was passing through security checks at the entrance of the market. No fewer than 20 people were killed in the market, including two vigilante members who were searching for her. The same market was hit on December 1st by two female suicide bombers. Let's take another break, and when we return this time, we'll take you outside Nigeria. Just stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical, women being so powerful yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back. New anti-terror measures. Interior Minister from a range of nations gathered in Paris Sunday said it was essential for internet companies to cooperate in tackling terrorism. According to the French Interior Minister Bernard Cazeneuve, the meeting noted he needed for greater cooperation with the internet companies to guarantee the reporting and removal of illegal content, particularly content that makes apologies for terrorism or promotes violence or hate. Cazeneuve also says the meeting rose convinced on a need to have a database for passengers traveling through Europe to ensure that those who use flights in the territory to go to theaters of wars and also get terrorism training are monitored and prevented from causing havoc. He added that the need to tighten European laws without harming liberty is very urgent. U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder, who also spoke at the end of the meeting, described it as a very productive one.
Well, I want to express first the condolences of the United States of America for the incidents that have occurred in France over the past week. I want to thank the Minister for bringing us all here together to discuss ways in which we can prevent such atrocities from occurring in the future. I think we had a very productive meeting where we discussed very concrete measures that our nations can take so that we can ensure that we protect the values that truly unite us. On this day, we are all French citizens. I am a citizen of France, and we stand in solidarity with the French people.
And that wraps up some news on this hour. Do join us on the top of the hour for more. I am Sabena Izoku, and thank you very much indeed for watching.